Springer Spaniels are fun-loving, energetic, and endlessly loyal. But if you think you're just getting a happy-go-lucky family dog, you're in for a shock. These dogs are equal parts loving companions and chaos machines, with an unstoppable drive, a love for water that defies logic, and enough energy to power a small city. So before you bring one home, or if you're already living in the madness, here's what no one tells you about owning a Springer Spaniel. Number 1. Hope you like arm workouts. Pulling is a Springer thing. You know how some dogs gracefully stroll beside their owners, leash loose, looking like they just stepped out of an obedience class? Yeah, that's definitely not a Springer Spaniel. These dogs pull like their lives depend on it. And it's not just a puppy phase. It's a lifelong commitment to dragging you through life at full speed. In fact, one Springer parent said, "Seriously, they never stop pulling. The day my dog stopped pulling was when I went to the vet and found out she had IMHA." Yikes! Another owner mentioned spending countless hours training, only to still battle the sheer excitement-fueled lunging every single walk. Sure, some find success with training tools like the Halti no-pull harness, but for most, it's just managing the madness rather than curing it. Another owner chimed in, explaining, "Yes, they can contain it for a little bit, but eventually their little brains overload and they end up dashing at some point." The thing is, Springers were bred to charge through fields, not casually stroll through suburbia. So unless you're ready for an ongoing leash battle, off-leash recall is a non-negotiable task. Number 2. Their energy and drive is relentless. Here's what you need to do. Owning a Springer Spaniel is like living with a furry Energizer bunny. They just keep going and going and going. One owner put it best, saying, "Between fetch and find it games, it's non-stop. He will literally go until his legs fall off. I knew they were high energy and had a good prey drive, but he doesn't have a very good off switch. That's for sure." Springers were bred to work in the field all day, so their drive is relentless. But here's what many owners get wrong. More exercise isn't always the answer. Some think that running them for hours will finally tire them out, but instead it just builds endurance, making them even harder to exhaust. In fact, over-exercising can lead to overstimulation, behavioral regressions, and even stress injuries. So what's the trick? Mental stimulation. Games like snuffle mats, scent work, and puzzle toys can wear them out just as much as a run. One owner even hides a lip balm container with anise oil for their Springer to sniff out. Apparently, it's a huge hit. And when it's time to settle, try dimming the lights in the evening. It's a simple trick that can signal to your Springer that it's finally time to relax. Number 3. Get ready for a long, long puppyhood. If you think a Springer Spaniel puppy will magically calm down after a few months, think again. Their puppyhood isn't just long, it's a full-blown endurance challenge. One owner put it bluntly, saying, "They are terrors until around age 3. I'm not sure I could do it again, but yeah, we all love our guy." That first year, buckle up. It's packed with zoomies, chewing, jumping, and boundless curiosity. But here's the kicker. This isn't a puppy phase in the usual sense. Springer Spaniels stay in a permanent toddler mindset for years, always ready to explore, get into trouble, and test your patience. Another owner warns that they're going to be your 3-year-old toddler for the next 10 to 15 years. The key to survival? Early training, patience, and a sense of humor. If you embrace the chaos and put in the work early, you'll end up with an amazing, loyal companion. Eventually. But until then, hide your socks and invest in some heavy-duty chew toys. Number 4. Springers are a walking mess machine. If you like clean floors and dry socks, a Springer will test your patience. These dogs aren't just messy, they seem to take pride in it. Let's start with the water bowl disaster. Most dogs take a sip. Springers? They dunk their entire face in the bowl like they're trying to discover Atlantis, then parade around the house dripping water everywhere. In fact, one owner said, "I wish I knew how annoyingly bad they are drinking water without putting their whole damn mouth in the bowl and then dripping it everywhere. The kitchen floor is always wet." And that's just indoors. Take them outside, and suddenly, every puddle, mud pit, and patch of dirt is an open invitation. Even if it hasn't rained in weeks, your Springer will somehow manifest mud out of thin air. The good news is that there are some solutions. For example, some owners swear by no-spill water bowls like the Slobber Stopper, which can at least reduce the indoor flood zones. But the dirt? That's just part of the Springer lifestyle. Hope you enjoy giving them baths. Number 5. They will be your permanent shadow. If you ever wished for a loyal companion who never leaves your side, congratulations. Your Springer Spaniel has granted that wish. Permanently. These dogs are the ultimate Velcro pups. And privacy? Yeah, that's a thing of the past. One owner said, "One of the first things the breeder told me was that I'd never pee alone again. She was right. I ended up nicknaming my Springer Snoop, 'cause he's in everybody's business." Showering? Expect a wet nose peeking behind the curtain. Cooking? They'll be right under your feet, just in case you drop something. Springers don't just love their humans, they want to be involved in everything you do. So if you're looking for a dog that gives you space, well, keep looking. But if you want a cuddly, curious, always by your side best friend, a Springer Spaniel is the perfect match. Number 6. Beware of the Springer sulk and other never-ending noises. Springer Spaniels don't just show their emotions, they announce them as if they're narrating their own dramatic life story. If you've never lived with one before, their constant whining, mumbling, and weird little noises might have you wondering if something's wrong. Spoiler alert, it's just their own unique way of keeping you updated on their every thought and feeling. One owner shared, "I thought something was wrong with my girl because she whined all the time, even when she was never alone. Turns out that's just how she talks." Another owner Springer even purrs when he's happy or excited. Yes, like a cat. And then there's the Springer sulk. When they don't get their way, they'll give you the most dramatic, guilt-inducing sighs and stare at you like you've personally ruined their life. I mean, it's part of their breed's charm or manipulation tactics, depending on how you look at it. Some are whiners, some are barkers, and some just make random gremlin noises all day long. Either way, a quiet Springer is a rare Springer. Number 7. Set boundaries early on or regret it later. Springer Spaniels are smart, excitable, and full of non-stop energy, which means if you don't set boundaries early, they'll happily take control of the household. These dogs aren't the type to figure things out on their own. Rather, they need clear rules and structure to thrive. One Springer parent shared, "Don't let them get away with anything. It's really hard to retain once something gets stuck in their brains." Many general training methods, like only rewarding good behavior and ignoring the bad, simply aren't firm enough for most Springers. These dogs need to know what's allowed and what isn't, because once they realize they can get away with something, it's incredibly hard to undo. The game changer for many owners? A house lead. This allows you to gently guide and redirect your Springer without chasing them around or battling their enthusiasm. Even small tasks, like making them sit before getting on the couch, give them a job, and reinforce control. However, the one golden rule is to stay consistent and firm with your boundaries. Never give in. Number 8. Start brushing early. Your future self will thank you. Springer Spaniels might not have the longest coats, but they can turn into fluffy, tangled messes if you don't stay on top of grooming. And if you wait too long to introduce brushing, good luck convincing them it's a good idea later on. In fact, one owner admitted, "Start right away getting him comfortable with being groomed. We didn't start early, and now we have one seriously fluffy Springer." While fluffiness isn't necessarily a bad thing, mats, burrs, and brambles definitely are. These dogs love running through fields, mud, and bushes, which means their ears, leg feathers, and tail fluff will collect every twig, burr, and bit of nature imaginable. That said, start early and make brushing a regular, positive experience, getting them comfortable with having their ears, legs, and tail groomed because those are the trouble spots. And don't just brush for looks. Knots can trap dirt and moisture, leading to skin issues. A little effort now means less frustration, fewer mats, and a much happier Springer in the long run. Number 9. If there's water, your Springer will find it. It doesn't matter where you are – beach, lake, muddy puddle, or even a tiny bowl of water. You can bet your Springer Spaniel will jump right in. One owner explains it best, saying, "You could be in the middle of the Sahara, and your Springer will still find water and dive in it. It's like their sixth sense." These dogs have an almost supernatural ability to sniff out any source of water, and once they find it, there's zero hesitation. Whether it's clean, dirty, or questionably swamp-like, they're going in, even if they just had a bath, even if you just cleaned your floors. So if you own a Springer, just accept the fact that dry, clean dogs are temporary. And if there's mud involved, well, good luck. Hey, if you enjoyed this, you'll probably love this video here. And if you hit subscribe, I'll donate a meal to a rescue dog on your behalf.